Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Cancel episode of the BC2 show. Happy Sunday, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well today. Fresh back from vacation, feeling good, feeling energized, ready to go. It's been tough not getting to the microphone for a week. I missed it. So I thought, since I missed it for a week, that I would start the day off with a rant because I think we need a rant because there's a lot of things worth ranting about. And there's a lot of things in my mind that I really can't say on Blue Sky, or so I want to just come out here and kind of get my chest clear of all the stuff that we want to talk about. So the first thing is the Epstein files. Um, Happy to see what's happening in Congress with the discharge petition. It'll be voted on this week. It'll pass. I'm not worried about that. But I've also been saying for a long time now that I don't think that the Epstein files will ever be released, and I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news on that, because Trump knows that the second those files see the light of day, he's done, and there's nothing that he can do. There's nothing that he could do to defend himself if they ever hit the light of day. It's also incredibly apparent that he doesn't want them to hit the light of day because he's guilty. Because you don't spend so much time and energy trying to hide the files if you're not guilty, which he's doing. Okay, so what I see happening in the next week or 2 weeks is House going to pass it. It's going to go to the Senate. I think the Senate will take it up. I actually think the Senate will vote for it. And the reason why I say that is because the Senate already knows they're screwed in the midterms. So it becomes a question whether do you want to screw yourself more or screw yourself less, right? So I think they're going to try to screw themselves less and vote for it, and it kind of washes their hands of it, right, once and for all. And then I think the absolutely insane Pam Bondi is going to come down and drop a hammer on the whole thing and say, "Sorry, we can't release anything. They're all under investigation," right? Which is not really an investigation because you're not investigating the entirety of the file. You're just investigating Democrats. Interesting. But I don't want people to have doom and gloom over that. That's just how I think it's all going to come to pass. But what it's also going to do is it's going to incite Americans in such a way that if you think let me say it to you this way: if you think the cry for the Epstein files is loud now, wait till Trump shuts it down. It's going to be even louder because people are going to assume right off the bat, and rightfully so, is that he's doing this because he doesn't want to incriminate himself, right? So that has potential backlash. Thomas Massie and Marjorie Taylor Greene not going away. They're going to want to continue to push as hard as they can. The Epstein victims not going away. What are they going to do? Are they going to release names? Is Marjorie Taylor Greene going to release names? And again, all this is going to start to happen while the DOJ and President Trump has decided to push hiding them. That's a really, really bad look for Trump. Now, I know what you're going to say. Trump doesn't care if he has a bad look or not. He really doesn't. That's true. But this one is very sensitive to him and very tough for him. So I think he's going to, let me put it this way, he's not going to come out the hero on this. He's going to come out the enemy on this completely. So I suspect this is going to be going on now for many months to come, that there's no silver bullet on this. So just keep that in the back of your head. So while Pam might do something, to a degree, she's going to be able to control it from a DOJ perspective, but she's not going to be able to control it from a public perspective, and that's going to be hard on Trump. So that's that. The next thing I want to talk about is the tariffs. He does these things without thinking, and he's been pounding his chest, tariff, 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 tariff. Everybody's been warning him, don't do that. Did it anyway. And now we're starting to see the impact because it takes a couple of months for tariffs to hit. And now he's seeing the impact of the tariffs, which is exactly the impact we told him and his people would be coming if he did this, right? But we were wrong and he was right. So now he decides, in his infinite wisdom, let me undo some of the tariffs to kind of calm things down and bring the prices down. Okay, so I spent some time on the plane yesterday researching this. The impact of reducing the tariffs at this point in time feeling that positive impact is 2 to 6 months away, if at all. Now, why do I say if at all? Because you have to assume that if he drops the tariffs, everybody in the chain of the supply chain, exporters and so on and so forth, are going to turn the savings back to the American consumer. I don't see that happening. I see the exporters saying, well, you know what? Now I can charge, I'm making up numbers now. Now I can charge $5 for an apple. I've been able to charge $5 for an apple, and people are paying $5 for an apple. I only paid 30 cents for the apple. Why would I want to reduce it to like $1? People are already paying. So again, he's assuming that everybody in the supply chain is going to go along with the tariff cut and prices going to come down. Now, even if they did, let's say they're all honest and they want to get back to the American people, even if they did, 2 to 6 months before it hits. So he's undoing his mess that he created that's going to take months to unravel for what? Which brings me to my third point. I think that we are in the throngs, in the beginning of or in the middle of Trump's demise. He is a failed president. He's always been a failed president. He doesn't think. He just acts on impulse. He's corrupt beyond corruption. He's made billions of dollars in the crypto market since being president that he created his own coin on. And I firmly believe that things are starting to really catch up to him, right? There's only so many lies you can tell before people start saying, this guy's a fucking liar. And when you have to lie to get out of your lies that started with a lie, there's not a lot of runway left, right? There just isn't. You run out of space to tell any more lies because your credibility is completely and totally shot, which is the case that's happening here, right? Again, look at the fact as to how we don't know what's happening with the economy. We think we know what's happening with the economy, but we don't know what's happening with the economy because he won't tell us. He won't tell us because he knows it's failing. He can't say it because, yet again, it's another lie. So he gets his sycophants to go on mainstream media to say it's the best economy ever, while the people in the country are saying completely different. It's all a lie. So it started to catch up with him. I think he's going to want to squash the Epstein stuff as fast as he can, literally from saving himself from having a heart attack. But even that, I think, like I said in the beginning of the show, even that I don't think is going to work for him because the cry of the people are going to be very loud. So in closing, there's a lot happening. It's not going to get better tomorrow. It's going to get worse. I think going into, Q4 and Q1 are going to be some pretty spectacular months here, and I don't mean that in a positive way. But I ask everybody to please continue to stay focused and keep the faith because the cards are starting to shake in his house of cards. I'm not saying that. Everybody's saying that, right? The cards are starting to shake. Now we just need a couple of more pushes to knock the cards down. And who knows where this goes? Maybe in January, of next year when they know the midterms are coming, the Republicans sit there and say, you know what, we're fucking done. We got to get this guy out of here because, he's going to destroy us in the midterms. We're going to vote to impeach him. Plausible, right? And I've been predicting this for a long time that when the Republicans in the House and the Senate start to realize that their chances of winning election again are zero, then all of a sudden the loyalty to Trump goes out the door. And things like the Epstein issue, things like the tariff issue, things like the failing economy issue, things like his hard-on for the military, those are coming due soon, right? They're coming due really soon. So keep the faith, everybody. We're all in this together. We're going to get through this together, I promise you. Just some rough times ahead. And I hope everybody enjoyed today's talk. Take care. Bye-bye.